This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
No, it's too weak, the minister said. He was sitting on his parliamentary couch with the printouts in his hand. The staffer leaned forward on the armchair adjacent, waiting patiently as his boss progressed through the draft. It was the final sitting day before the winter break. There was speculation that a block on housing reform by the minor parties would cause Parliament to continue beyond the calendar. Everyone prayed this wasn't the case. It's got to be strong. I mean, this bloke is the godfather of the supermax. We need to showcase that. Otherwise, we might as well let him go, the minister said, his eyes continuing to dart across the pages. Before long, he stood up and handed the draft back to his staffer. Nah, complete rewrite, he said. He retracted the pages before the staffer had a full grip. I'll throw these out for you. They're completely off track, and I don't want you getting the wrong idea and thinking there's something worth salvaging, he said. He threw them into the garbage can adjacent to the secretary's door and exit. Alex walked over and leant against the door, watching as his boss threw the moves on Juliet, the assistant. How long have I got, Jules? The minister asked. No more divisions until 12, and the second reading speech is at 2, she said. The minister turned back to Alex. I'm going down to the gym. You've got until 11:30 to get me a proper draft, he said as he exited his office. Twat, Alex said as he turned to walk back to his desk. He's just under pressure, that's all. Julia apologized for him. Bullshit, he's just being a dick, like always. I love how he throws out a hard copy, like I typed it up on a typewriter or something. Twat. Julia chuckled, and Alex smiled to himself. This brightened his mood. He sat back down at his desk and observed his screen. I bet if I hand it back to him on different colored pages, he'll think I'm a genius, Alex yelled. He could hear the phone ring and Julia occupied. He looked back at his work and read under his breath. The Suppression of Elevated Criminal Agents Act is the first of its kind in this country to counter the wave of organized crime while it is safely behind bars. Alex highlighted the paragraph and deleted it. He rubbed his eyes, accepted his fate, and deleted the entire page, starting fresh on a blank canvas. He spoke aloud as he wrote. Cribbs Lesnar is a menace to society. Right now he is locked away from our wives and our children. This is a good thing, but one day soon, and I tell you, my friends, that day is coming. He will be set free, and he will be among us in the community. And let me tell you, right now, our community will not be safe as a result. I know what the civil libertarians and the other bleeding heart community groups will say. They will say that he's served his time, he's completed his sentence, he should have the opportunity to be out in the community. What is prison in our fine country if it is not a place for reformation? We want our prisons to prevent recidivism. We want our jails to be places that foster a rejuvenation in offenders so they can begin to understand that life can be lived without the temptations of crime. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Are you really going to write that? Julia asked, her head poking through the doorway. Too right, Alex said. He wants it to be bold. I can make it bold. But you name him. You name the offender in the second reading speech, she said. So what? So, when he appeals the fact that he's not being released, you know his lawyer will cite the second reading speech as bias in the application of the legislation. A judge might release him anyway. In fact, this thing could go to the High Court, and they might release him on the basis of this being bad legislation, she implored. Whoa, slow down, Alex protested. I'm here writing a second reading speech. I don't care about the consequences of the legislation, he said. The court wants to set him free? Set him free. I don't fucking care. So you don't believe what you've just written? She asked. Do I look like the minister to you? Alex said. Cribbs Lesnar is the reason for this bill. The bloke has turned himself into a powerhouse behind bars. He runs all the illegal gambling operations up and down the eastern seaboard and has a hand in 80% of the drug market too. The premier and the minister need to look like they're doing something. They don't control the courts. It is what it is, he reminded her. You law students have a lot to learn about politics, he said. She gave him a frown and was taken away by the ring of the phone. The minister stood in the chamber and addressed a full house in anticipation of passing the bill. Not even the opposition was looking to put up a fight to stop a known criminal mastermind from being released, even if his sentence had been served. Notwithstanding his initial arrest for armed robbery at the tender age of 16, notwithstanding the fact that Mr. Lesnar has spent his entire adult life behind bars. Inside the criminal justice system, he was able to craft himself into the ultimate villain. 11 prison officers have been killed mysteriously while on watch in a facility that housed Mr. Lesnar. His cell is routinely swept, and somehow it is always found in possession of a mobile device capable of communicating with the outside world. We know and have intelligence that confirms that he is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of rivals to his illegal drug trade. Quite frankly, Cribbs Lesnar is not the person who was arrested and convicted 33 years ago. He is a godfather of the underworld. He is feared by all, and he is fearless when it comes to the civil expectations that society has. That is why we must do everything within our power to protect the public from this menace. Make no mistake, he is public enemy number one, the minister said with force. Hear, hear, other members of parliament chimed. I don't remember reading that public enemy number one bit, Julia whispered in Alex's ear. They sat in the media gallery to observe their boss's second reading speech. He's ad-libbed that one, Alex confirmed. We must send a clear message to those currently serving sentences for heinous crimes, or for any crimes. If you do not take steps to rehabilitate, you will not be coming out of prison. It's that simple. I urge the House to support this bill, he concluded. A collective hear, hear rang out. The minister looked up at the gallery and gave Alex a thumbs up. Alex grinned. The air conditioning was switching on and off at Clapson Correctional Center. The inmates on special rewards had access to the vents in their cells. 19 available cells with only 3 inmates who had the advantage of its usage. Cribbs Lesnar was one. He sat on his bed watching his television, his head reclining into the concrete, banging the back slightly to the rhythm of a song he once knew. The cell door pounded at the announcement of dinner. Mealtime, Cribbs, the guard said. Cribbs walked over to the letterbox latch and retrieved his tray. The guards opened the latch and placed the tray through for collection. Cribbs, we're doing everything we can to get the aircon back up and running, the guard said. Good, said Cribbs. Any word on that new law? He asked. There was silence on the other side of the door. Ah, yeah. Cribbs looked at his dinner. The meat and carrots floated in the gravy, with a piece of bread to the side, a hot meal being a luxury. He waited for their answer. Ah, yeah, Cribbs, the bill passed. Unanimously, the guard said. The door began to rattle and shake as the guards observed its hinges buckle slightly. Cribbs was using the tray as a weapon to vent his frustrations. The guards thought it better not to interrupt his anger. They proceeded away from his cell door as slowly and quietly as they could.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.